Hi, are you a licensed barber, a barber college student? Maybe you own a barber college or own a barber shop. Maybe you go to a barber shop to get your hair cut. What makes a barber so good at what they do? Well, it all starts in barber college. When someone enrolls in barber college, they're required to attend 1,500 hours of training. Within the 1,500 hours of training, they're also required to do a certain amount of services. Let's talk about the haircutting services. When you think of a barber, it's someone who can cut hair. Even though barbers do other things, if they can't cut hair, they're not a barber. Well, in California, the minimum requirement used to be 750 haircuts. That meant that when someone was enrolled in barber college, they were cutting on actual people for 750 haircuts worth. They were learning different styles, feeling different textures, learning what tools to use to achieve what haircuts. Sometimes even making mistakes, but learning how to fix them was part of that training. By the time that barber graduates barber college, they are confident to know that they're good at what they do and that they know what they're doing. Why? Because they've done real haircuts on real people. This person knows that the money and time they invested in barber college wasn't a waste. They can stay in a field for years to come because of the fact that they're confident and good at what they do. Well, as of December 1st, 2011, the Board of Barbering and Cosmetology sent out a letter to the schools informing us that effective December 15, 2011, the requirement for haircuts is now dropped to 80. Students only have to do 80 haircuts now. And they also added that they can be done on mannequins. The students don't even have to work on real people anymore. Why is this a concern to us? Well, I'm a barber, and I think back to when I went to school, and after 80 haircuts, I was not confident enough to work in a barber shop. I wasn't confident enough to know that I wouldn't make mistakes or know how to fix my mistakes. If I would have done those haircuts on mannequins, I would have been even worse off. So we met with the Board of Barbering and Cosmetology. We went to Sacramento and we petitioned them to give us a spot in their agenda so that we can explain to them the importance of 750 haircuts. They made it very clear that their emphasis is not on how well students can cut hair. Their emphasis is on disinfection and sanitation. So I asked her, you mean that as long as proper disinfection and sanitation is used, the haircuts can be terrible? The student can put out bad haircuts and that's fine with you guys? She said yes. That's exactly what they meant. We couldn't believe that how the haircuts look isn't as important as doing it in a safe and clean way. Shouldn't that be just as important when this is a field that has to do with hair cutting? Well, she made it very clear that that's a minimum requirement. Schools can still require 750 haircuts if they wish, but think of it. 750 haircuts means that we have to spend money and time in advertising. We advertise in newspapers, television, radio, trying to get clients to come in so our students can have that exposure. A lot of schools already have a hard time meeting the 750 haircut requirement. What do you think is going to happen now that the requirement's only 80? You think schools are still going to require the 750 haircuts? Do you think schools are going to do more than what's required of them if it's cheaper and easier to do just 80? I think you know the answer to that. Our fear is that for years to come, what we're going to start seeing is people going into the barber field with no experience. Think about it. 750 haircuts used to be the requirement, and sometimes you got your hair cut and you weren't satisfied with your haircut, or someone would mess up your hair. What do you think is going to happen now that the students are only required to do 80 and the students don't get the hands-on training? Very few students have natural talent. They have to learn in school. What we're trying to petition is that we join in mass and in power so that we can petition the board to go back up to 750 haircuts. We're petitioning the public out there. We're petitioning barbershops. We're petitioning people who like going to barbershops to get their hair cut, the schools, even barber students, to add their name to our petition. We're going to include a link in this video. By clicking on the link, that will direct you to our petition page where you can add your name. You can add your license number if you are in the field and wish to do so. And we can present this to the board to show them how many people out there are truly concerned about the curriculum changes. There were other changes to the curriculum which we're completely fine with. It has actually made barbering harder by accepting these other changes, but we're not trying to make barbering easier. We want our students to be up to date, to be in the 21st century as far as their skills and techniques, and to be able to compete with cosmetologists out there so that they can also make top dollar in the field. But we are also concerned that they learn to cut hair. Is that too much to ask? We want barber students to know how to cut hair? We don't think so. So we thank you for watching this video. We thank you for clicking on the link, and we thank you for the name that you're going to add to our petition. We thank you for helping a field that has been around since the time of the pyramids last for many years into the future.